didn't record breakfast, but we got lunch number one here. So we got, if you can see this, it's just a, there's nothing really to see, but we have half a pound of ground turkey and a quarter cup of brown rice. That's it. Uh, and a little bit of cayenne pepper just to give it a little bit of seasoning. There's nothing else in it. There's no oil, there's no butter, there's no sauce, just brown rice, cayenne pepper, and ground turkey. So kind of plain, but the cayenne pepper definitely gives it a little bit of flavor. So I'll see you guys for meal number two. All right, guys. So just to give you an idea here, I'm falling a little short on calories, definitely on protein today. Although the fats are up there a little bit, but that has to do with the full strip of bacon that I put in with my ground beef earlier. So uh, that was really high in fat. It really threw the fats up there. But right now, I just got done my legs, but I'm only at about 1,400 calories. So I got to step it up, and I'm at 125 on protein. So really got to get the protein up there. The reason is because I didn't eat my lunch number two. So I had breakfast, I had lunch number one. I was supposed to have lunch number two, but I wasn't like really hungry. I couldn't feel like I couldn't get it down. So I kept kind of pushing it off a little bit. I was like really busy at work. And then by the time I got home, what should have been my pre-workout meal was my pre-workout meal, but it was also lunch number two, which should have been my third meal. One, two, three, fourth meal of the day, actually. So I kind of jacked it up just a little bit here, but we just trained legs. So what I did was I got some high protein here. But because I had to get the calories up a little bit, I got a little bit of calories to spare here today. You see, just missing that one meal, pushing it back, just can really throw things off. So I knew better, but whatever. It's done and over with. We just fix it now. I do have a corn tortilla here. It is a little bit of, I think it's 17 grams of carbs. Yeah, 17 grams of carbs, which is fine because my carbs are at like 75 today, so I can do that. It's no problem. I have a little more than a quarter pound, probably about a third of a pound. Yeah, about a third of a pound of ground beef strained with egg whites in here and also a little bit of cottage cheese. It's low-fat cottage cheese. So this, I haven't tallied up the calories yet, but I don't think it's the 8 to 900 that I need. So I'm probably going to have to eat something else before I go to bed. It's probably just going to be a bunch of egg whites to get the protein in. But we'll go over everything that we ate today. I have a couple videos of what I ate today, and then we'll talk about the leg workout in a little bit. So I'll see you guys in the editing room after I scarf this thing down because I'm freaking starving right now. All right, let's see what we got here. I'll tell you what, this was an absolutely amazing. It was a great leg workout all the way around. There are some things I wish I would have done differently, and I'll talk about that. But the hamstring portion of this workout was nuts, man. But here I am, just lying leg curls. But if you notice, and it's pretty heavy. I mean, it doesn't look heavy. You can see it's only like 130, but this stack, like some of the other stacks, it's really heavy, man. Like it's just way heavier than like I could do the full stack at Planet Fitness because it's wired differently or cabled differently with like a serpentine. But this is not; it just goes up and over, so it's like a totally different ball game here. But I was really concentrating with these sets of coming up and just really controlling the negative on the way down, just kind of coming down really slow, and it worked. I mean, after the first one, I was like, whoa! And most of these sets are actually drop sets too. So, um, but I mean, the form again, maybe it's just me because I've done them for so long. It's kind of hard to mess these up. I mean, you can do them wrong, of course. I mean, you can, just kind of jerk the weight around and not do a full range of motion like I was the last few reps here. But those were partials. I mean, they count, right? Set number 2 here. Um, so I got my hoodie up. I just I just wanted to go in there. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I just wanted to like kind of keep my head down and just do my workout today. Um, but you can see I'm coming down slow on the negative. So it's, yeah, I mean it was killing the hamstrings, man, big time. Now I think I did like 5 warm up sets of hamstrings. I always do a lot of hamstring warm up because I've seen way too many people pull the hamstring and tear a hamstring or whatever, man. I don't want to have any problems. Not at my age. But these were good sets. I mean, like I said, they were heavy, and then we just did some drop sets. I kept, dropping the pin and just going to absolute failure. Uh, and it was, I mean, it worked. The hamstrings they definitely got one hell of a workout today. And I think it was only 4 sets, as usual. I usually hang around the 4 set range. And believe it or not, my quads was only 4 sets today too. We'll get into that in a second. Um, Something that I mentioned earlier, I wish I would have done a little bit differently. And I think the quads, I wish I would have done a little bit different, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But I'm like, look at me, I can barely get this weight up towards the end. But and again, I don't care about the weight. I want it to be heavy enough to where I can grab, a decent amount of reps and then partials at the end and just keep the tension on the hamstring. I want to control the negative, you know, just lay down flat, not flopping all over the place like a knucklehead. Nice controlled movement. Nice. I wouldn't say so much rhythmic here, but well, maybe a little bit. But just coming down really slow, just really keeping that tension on the hamstring, and just it burns when you do that. It just burns like freaking crazy, man. So hamstrings were well done by the end of this leg workout today. So um, I think I did, if I remember correctly, 3 sets of lying. And I mean, I went freaking ham here. I mean, you can't really see me because I got the hood up, man. But I'm like going crazy here. You can't really hear me either because the volume's all the way down. And I didn't record it because I don't really take the microphone into the gym anymore. I just roll camera and commentary everything. I like it better this way anyway. But I'll tell you, the partials, there was a lot of partials that were done on this hamstring workout, but I'm totally okay with it because, hey, partials count, man. Especially if they're at the end when you've completed like a handful of regular full range of motion reps. I got no problem with it whatsoever. Okay, we went into the other room and I did this seated. I'm not a fan of this. They have two seated hamstring curls in this gym. This one was available. It was kind of in the cardio room, so I went over there. I'm not a big fan of this one. I like the other one a little bit better, but it just wasn't available, and I just wanted to come over and get it done. But I had to keep adjusting it, even though I sat down and I made sure it felt good, like with light weight. And once I get into like a working set, I had to readjust it, and I'm like, shit, but whatever. But again, I forget what the weight was on. I don't even think I paid attention to the weight. I just kept moving it around until it felt heavy enough to where I thought I could get at least good like 8 reps before hitting partials. But I'm having a tough time like where to hold my arms here because I don't like sitting back and holding it like this. I like coming forward with my leaning forward with my body. I feel like I get a better curl with the. I feel like I just get a better range of motion that way. But these were these were tough. These were tough, and I think my screen's going dim. I did a drop set here. I think a lot of the sets today were drop sets, and I'm okay with that. I have no problem with drop sets whatsoever. But these were getting heavy, and I mean, I was dropping away at this point. There's not a lot of weight on that rack whatsoever. It's pretty light, but I'm just concentrating on nice, slow, rhythmic movement, controlling it, coming up. I'm not letting the weights touch as normal. And I mean, overall, man, it was a pretty badass hamstring workout. Did I drop it again? I think I dropped. Yeah, I dropped it again. The hamstrings they're smoked. I mean, I can feel them now, man. Oh, they are. They're more sore than the quads, and my quads are pretty. They're pretty sore right now. They're pretty tired. They're pretty beat up. Uh, but I went bonkers with hamstrings today, and it was just all leg curls. I don't really do. I do RDLs sometimes. I go lightweight. I don't go super heavy. I'm real careful with them because that's where I see people popping shit in the back of their leg. I don't want to do that. you know. And if you do them properly and you warm up properly and you stretch, you're probably not going to pop anything. But when you start going like ridiculously heavy and you're not warming up properly, that's when you run into some problems. It's from what I've seen. So I don't want to. I don't want to get hurt. Did I drop it again? I may have dropped it again. I don't remember. Nah, I think that might be it. Yeah, I think that's it. That was a wild. It may not look it, because you can't hear me on here, but it was a wild hamstring workout. So we did. So we just jumped right into quadriceps. There I am with my hood up again, smacking my face to wake up. This was a pretty heavy set. It was not the full stack because the full stack is really heavy on this one as well. But it was like maybe 3/4 of the stack. Because I went real heavy on this set, and I don't remember how many reps I got, but it felt really good. And I'm trying to control the negative. It's really hard, man, especially when it's really heavy. But back is, my back is back. My butt is on the pad, and my knees are right where the pad kind of. My knees are bending, like the crease of the back of my knee is right on the edge of the pad, which is where I like it. I don't like it hanging over or back too. I mean, if you're back too far, you can't really do it properly. But, or at least with a leg curl, you can. But set number 2, I think I did another heavy set right here. Actually, I'll have to see. I'll have to wait and see until I get started here. But I have no problem with the form. The form looks decent. I am getting a full extension. Sometimes it's a little deceiving when you're watching it. It looks like I'm only going up like 90% of the way, but I really am. At least on the first, like maybe right around now, I'm not able to make it up all the way. Like obviously I can't clear it all the way now, but those first few reps, they are full extensions. I can't extend my leg any further than they go. I'm gonna do a drop set here. Not bad. This is only second set. Okay. Legs are. I'm getting really tired at this point, man, especially after that hamstring workout. And there's only 4 sets, man. It was really not that bad. So I think that's it for set number 2. And then we jumped into set number 3. Set number 3. Here I went a little bit lighter. And you'll see I do something a little bit different here. I pause at the top. So when I bring the weight up, I'm squeezing at the top. Like I'm squeezing the crap out of my quads when I come up. And I'm just kind of pausing for a second. Let's see how it looks. Hopefully the form is okay. I mean, when on these, what I'm looking for is my butt flat on the seat. I'm just situated on the pad, and I'm just using the quad for the. Yeah, see, I'm coming up and squeezing. Man, even though it was lightweight, man, it was burned. That lactic acid was burning up, man. It was building up and just tearing the quads up. And you just get to the point where you just got to keep moving. You can't really pause at the top anymore because you just can't do it anymore, man. The pain is just too intense. Yeah, that was a good. I think the third set right there, I remember that was probably the best set with quads today. And I think I only did one more set after this. Now, I'll talk about because the video is running out here, but once I transfer over to full screen here, I'll talk a little bit more about what I would have done, what I will do differently next week when I do my legs. Because this is the second week in a row where I've done only leg curl and leg extensions for legs. I mean, which is fine. It's not the end of the world, but Need to get some pressing movements in there. Maybe some squats, lightweight squats. I don't want to go super heavy. Another set, good form. I like it. Pausing at the top, burning the crap out of the quads. They are very tired and fatigued. Medium weight. I mean, this might be like 100 pounds or something like that. Whereas I think the first couple sets were like 160 ish, somewhere like that. And now I'm just like freaking cranking them out. And at this point, like I after this set, I kind of got a little bit lightheaded, which is unusual. Usually, I get lightheaded if I'm doing leg press or squats. It doesn't normally happen with leg extensions, but I was getting a little bit dizzy, and that's I just kind of called the race right here. So we'll talk in a second. All right. So let's talk about the workout here. Okay. So I got all kinds of notifications coming through here. Like I said, what I would have done differently, I should have incorporated at least some leg presses in here, like at least 2 sets of like fairly heavy leg presses. I was considering doing single-legged leg presses, just because I was talking to my dad the other day. He was telling me he was doing single-legged presses, and I was like, man, you know what? I haven't done those in a while. It sounds pretty good, but I didn't. This was literally an 8-set leg day. I usually like to go a little bit higher in sets, at least for quads. I mean, it's not. It's a little out of the ordinary for me to do 4 sets of quads. It's not out of the ordinary for 5 sets, but usually 5 sets is like the bare bones minimum. But we only did 4 today, so it was 4 in the back, 4 in the front. Okay, it is what it is. Look, at the end of the workout, both the quads and the hamstrings were fully pumped. They're full of blood. Massive pump, super fatigued. It was a decent workout. Okay, it was not great. I think had I left here and gone over to the leg press machine and cranked out, maybe threw like 5 plates on each side and just kind of kept my feet apart, like Nick Walker style, and just came as deep as I could, nice and slow. I think that would have turned it into a great work. Like, I'm kind of regretting it. I wish I would have went back and into the other room and done some leg presses, because nobody does legs in the gym. Like, leg equipment's always available, right? Because like 90% of the gym goers and gym bros, they don't do legs, right? And if they do, it's like once in a while. So the leg equipment is almost always available. So like leg press, there's 2 of them in there. I should have gone over there and done it, but I didn't. No big deal, right? Look, nobody sticks to like perfect adherence, right? When it comes to training or eating. Like today, I pushed that 1 meal back, and it just kind of like threw the macros off. I mean, we're still well under the macros. We're well within range, but I still have to eat a little bit more protein. I got to add up the meal that I just had, but I know it's nowhere near the about 750 to 800 calories that I need, right? So I have to literally just eat a bunch of egg whites mostly, because I don't want the fats to be too high, but I still got to get a few more grams of protein in there. No big deal. Whereas if I didn't push that second lunch back, I would have been right on target all the way up to right now. And I wouldn't be worrying at, what time is it? 9:45. Jeez. 9:45 at night, like, oh, okay, after I do this video, I got to go and, whip up like freaking 10 egg whites or whatever, but no big deal. Look, progress, not perfection, right? I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. Dorian Yates made mistakes, right? Like, you're going to have your days where, everything's fairly spot on, and then you're going to have your days where, you're just a little bit off. I mean, no big deal. We're still in cut phase. We're still well under the calories. And we had a great training session, right? Could it have been better? Absolutely. But next week, next week, I will go in with a full-blown plan of what to do for legs besides just leg extensions. Okay. So hamstrings, I'm okay with lying and seated leg curls. Like, those are my go-to. Like I don't really do too much more than that. Although when you do your leg presses, you are hitting your hamstrings. It's not hamstring focused, but you are targeting them still. There's a lot of hamstrings, depending on where your footing is, obviously. You can Google that and read about that. But yeah, next week we'll definitely. I think for quads, like I'm just thinking out loud right now. I think maybe 3 sets of extensions, and then jump over and do 3 sets of presses, or maybe hack squats. They have a hack squat there. I could have done that too tonight. You know what I mean? So, or straight bar. They have several squat racks. There was no excuse for me to not do some kind of pressing movement other than the leg extensions. But that's it. That's the leg workout. I hope you guys liked it. We'll do a little bit better next week. But right now, I'm going to finish this video, throw it up on the tube, go eat my egg whites, and take a shower and go to bed and wake up and go to work tomorrow morning. So, hope you guys had hope you have a great rest of your night. If you haven't been to the gym yet, get your ass to the gym. No excuses, man. I don't want to hear it. I had a long day. So did I. You don't understand. Yeah, I do. Trust me, I do. Just make it happen, man. Pretend that going to the gym for even 30 minutes, right? Just do a 30-minute workout. Pretend that it's part of your job, right? So like you go to work every day, you do your job. You have to go to work, and you have to do certain duties at your job in order to get a paycheck so you can pay your bills, right? Well, just kind of get into the mind frame that like if you're struggling being consistent with the gym, just it's part of your work. Like you have to go because of work. So, and it can be any time of the day. It could be 5 in the morning. It could be on your lunch break. It could be at midnight. Doesn't matter, right? So try to get into that mind frame. It might help a little bit, but yeah, get those workouts in, man. They're important, and get that sleep. It's equally as important. Stay hydrated. That is also equally as important. I'm all out of lemons today. And make sure you're eating right. You know, that's a really big part of it, right? It's a part that most people don't take that seriously, you know. So it's called bodybuilding. It's like building a house, right? So you can't just pour concrete to make a house. Right? You got to frame it, right? You got to put windows in, you got to put floors in, ductwork and plumbing and all that stuff. So it's all the components that make a house. Bodybuilding has a lot of different components. I'm rambling now. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow for the pectorials.